I'm worried about the declaration of an emergency or crisis by the president to justify this in a city that's experiencing a decrease in crime, like DC is, and where crime is generally the responsibility of localities and states. That there's crime does not strike me as sort of the emergency that the statute, the home rule statute that the president invokes, was really addressing. But I think also, my world is the operational world about, like, sort of how do you actually deploy government resources, even if I'm going to give the president, the crisis that he claims. And that is relatively new in terms of the use of the National Guard for essentially law enforcement purposes under the purview of a president, without what I would call an acute crisis, like without the hurricane or the terror attack. This is just general crime. And I think the confusion that you're seeing on the ground is because there's been really no planning or operational readiness for something like this. The tactics that the military are trained in and that law enforcement are trained in are very, very different because you utilize the military essentially in war. So think about Iraq or Afghanistan. There are tactics that are used, including stationary sites. So you stop cars trying to go into this green zone, for example. Over the last couple decades, in large part due to a lot of studies from the Kennedy School, the idea of local law enforcement focusing on community policing has fundamentally changed how we police an urban environment. It is integrated, it is outreach, it is the police understanding and being part of the communities that they essentially govern. That mismatch is where we are right now. And it is not clear to me that even if you get over the legal arguments, the moral arguments, the democracy arguments about the use of the National Guard, it is not clear to me whether they are even going to be useful, or are just sort of window dressing for a agenda that the president wants to pursue.